Treksploration.
It's space cloudy with a chance of space meatballs. The fork is still charged. And it's asteroid blasting time. We are talking Star Trek Scouts.
Star Trek Scouts.
Welcome, Trek Explorers. I'm Albie.
And I'm Chris.
And we're covering episode 2 of Star Trek Scouts. And I think it's called Smash a Meatball Asteroid in Space.
Yeah, that.
I think.
I mean, that's poetic.
It came out today. We don't know.
Yeah, what do we know? What do we know? I mean, they're dropping us. They're dropping like meatballs from heaven on this Star Trek day. This Star Trek day will live in infamy.
Infamy!
Infamy.
The 59th Star Trek Day.
Or infamite.
Infamy.
Do you get the meatball? That. Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe.
So things are happening. Things are developing. This, I guess it's maybe slightly serialized. It seems mostly episodic. But before we get to all that, Chris, can you give us one of your excellent episode synopsises?
I think the second episode, I think we're sensing a pattern with these Star Trek Scouts.
Pattern.
Again, they're in their bunker. They're in the Star Trek Scouts blasting chamber / rumpus room. And it seems like, unless there's some kind of emergency, they're just horsing around.
Mm-hmm.
And they decide that it'd be a good idea to turn off the gravity. So they turn off the gravity, and of course, what do? They float up, right? Because anti-grav, I guess, means that you float. It doesn't mean that you just hover a little bit or whatever. Nobody pushed off. They just started floating. So I don't know about the physics there. Somebody get Neil deGrasse Tyson on the phone. Let us know what's going on with that.
Yes,
and they're floating around, and they're having a hell of a time. A hell of a time. And it's Zips the dog is really loving it because he's got his ball, and they're floating. And we get JR is just like, go Zips go. He takes Zips's ball, he tosses it, it bounces, and it hits the gravity button, and they all fall down and break their coccyxes. And it's a bad scene. And they was just like, it was unfortunate, but there was no time to lament their broken tailbones because the asteroid alert went off. Once again, the Play School phone that Sprocket just seems to have. Now, how come it's only when Sprocket has the phone that the asteroid alert comes? Do you think Sprocket somehow...
Is he the mole? Is he the inside man?
Is he bringing...
Is he causing these...
I don't know. He's conjuring
asteroids to attack?
Could he be like the Traveler?
Rumpus room?
Right? He can go to the... In this case, it was... The asteroid was a meatball. And it came from the Spaghetti Nebula.
That's where the difference is between episode 1 and 2.
Yep.
Was,
I'm sorry, it was the Noodle Nebula. I'm sorry.
The Noodle Nebula?
Yeah. Don't sue me, Star Trek Scouts.
Do we know, is this a legitimate nebula? Do we know the Noodle Nebula?
The Noodle Nebula, yes. It's right next to the maraschino melangina cloud. Yes. So so here we are. And they got to decide what to shoot at this freaking meatball because it's coming in hot. So they spin the wheel.
Oh, Trekkies!
Instead of making a decision, once again, they spin the wheel for a random choice. And lo and behold, they get a stop sign. Now, here's where we really add to the canon in the episode. Because they take that stop sign from the wheel somehow. And Rue puts it into, it's a transporter laser. I think you were right. I thought it was just a death beam.
I think it's a transporter laser. She says like, energizing stop sign, right?
She's like sure as a rocket or something. She's got a catchphrase. I forget what it is.
Yeah. Oh, right as a rocket?
Jumping
ready as a rocket.
Ready as a comet.
Ready as a comet.
Anyway, so she puts the stop sign in the chamber. She hits the transporter thingy, which also looks like punch it, and she beams the stop sign as a matter stream, and then it materializes right in front of the meatball, and the meatball,
I like the sound effect,
splots right into the stop sign, and the stop sign just sticks to the side of the meatball. Did
it work?
No, the stop sign didn't work, and
unfortunately,
they're all surprised.
Wow.
And Sprocket says something like, well, meatballs don't follow intergalactic traffic laws.
Unfortunately, meatballs don't follow intergalactic traffic laws.
I believe that's a bit presumptuous because that presupposes that a meatball can read. A meatball can't read. It's not the meatball's fault. I mean, it's your rules.
But
it's the meatball's universe. Do your rules have to apply to that meatball?
Is the meatball's ignorance of the law make them immune from the law?
I mean, but what does a meatball know about the law? It's a meatball.
Mm.
See, I think that this is very specious.
So the stop sign told the meatball to stop or politely asked the meatball
No,
to
the
stop,
stop
but
sign.
it wasn't capable of actually stopping the
We
meatball.
assume that the meatball thinks like we do, and
Okay,
that's just
that's
wrong,
true. That's just, humanist, right?
right?
Speciest?
Specious. I said it's
Yeah. Oh,
specious.
thank you. Yep, yep, yep.
Yes, yes, yes. So
So we're learning important lessons in this
So right
episode
there,
too.
but they seem to gloss right over that because as they're going through all of this, poor Zip still wants to play with his ball, and JR keeps shutting him down. That's another thing. You shouldn't shut your poor puppy down. The
Well
puppy wants to play. That's what puppies know. What do puppies
well,
care
stuff's
about the
going
damn
on though.
meatball, right?
Stuff's going on and the puppy doesn't understand the
Eh,
gravity, the gravitas of the situation.
Speaking of which, JR finally gives in, tosses the ball, and wouldn't you know it, it hits the gravity button again, and they all float up. But not before they decide their second choice is to fire a fork at the meatball. There's only like seconds to spare. And the fork is in the chamber. But before they can fire it, they get floated up into the thing and they don't know what they're going to do. They're sitting there in the dome, and the meatball is certainly going to come down and crush them. And they say, Sprocket, be of use. You've done nothing this entire episode. Don't you have that weird Borg mechanical go gadget arm? And he
Go,
says, Hey,
go,
yeah, I
gadget
do.
arm.
I can't believe I forgot about this arm that is obviously the byproduct of some tragic backstory that we have yet to learn. I thought that we would delve into it in this episode. No, they just gloss over it again.
He's got trauma, and I think he's just avoiding the dealing with the trauma, but
I'm
we'll
starting to get a
probably in a future
little
episode.
bit sick of the complacency with which they treat Sprocket's backstory. I think we really need to dive deep into that. But anyway, Sprocket zips his arm. Good thing it stretches. He
Like a
hits the
lot.
green button, the gravity comes back on, and compound fractures all around. I mean, they just ankles broken, shin bones sticking out. It's a bloodbath.
Oh,
But
man. Luckily, they got the blue light.
they have literal seconds until this meatball is gonna destroy them all, but they're able to beam the fork into the meatball, and the meatball breaks into a million pieces, and it starts raining meatballs. It's raining
It's raining
meatballs.
meatballs
Hallelujah.
out of the
Now,
sky.
this is what I have to ask you. It took them, like, 4 tries in the first
Yeah,
episode to get the soap bubble thingy, right? So
right.
now they have to get this meatball, and they're only on their 2nd try, and then things go awry. And it's only by sheer luck that this fork was actually the right thing to stop that meatball. What if the fork was like the stop sign and it did nothing?
Yeah,
It would
it's
have been the end of the Star Trek Scouts.
this is changing the formula we learned from episode 1, where we get that choice at the critical time. You remember? I don't know if you
Right,
remember, but it was like, pumpernickel toast
right.
and
A
water, was
bucket
it?
of
A
water?
tub of
Yeah, it was like
water.
Xan and Jaina.
Right, because they
She's
needed
always
to make
taking the form
bubbles.
of toast, he's always taking the form of
Right.
water, right? That's the way that works. Right. So
Exactly.
I
So
think
we
that
get a choice between toast and water. This time we didn't get a choice. Was that because
right.
of the situation and the gravity and
It
stuff?
seems to me like
And
you only get a
dumb
choice
luck?
when there were 2 left. And it was just crazy random happenstance
Because
that
there was
got
3
them
left, because
to
the
get
stop sign
yeah,
was already
so
used.
right, so they had 3 left, so no choice yet.
What were the 3 choices? Do you remember?
I don't know,
A jet ski,
was there a jet ski?
a radio controlled car,
Oh, okay,
and the fork.
and the fork, okay.
And the fork had to be energized. Did you see that? Now,
I
why would a
yeah,
fork have to be
well,
energized?
they had to energize it b to beam it into the meatball.
Oh, so they're energizing the transporter
Yeah,
beam. The
and
fork
Rue's
isn't
Rue's
energized
catchphrase was
itself.
changed from jumping cats to "Fork you, meatball." That
May the
was
fork be with you.
right. They said, "Go fork yourself," and then
Oh,
the
kids, ask your parents to subscribe down below. Hit that join button. It's okay. And the super
and
thanks. Just click that a bunch.
it starts raining meatballs. There's much rejoicing. For some reason, the pig thing, your
Targ,
favorite, the
Bubbles,
Targ, Bubbles the
my
Targ,
favorite character so
who
far.
in the first episode wanted to eat Bubbles for some reason,
Eat
and
Bubbles.
ate all the macaroni and cheese, had
Mhm.
absolutely no interest in eating the meatballs. I guess that Targs are vegetarians,
That is weird,
but they're
right? You
not
would think
vegan
a
because they'll eat
Targ
cheese
you would think a Targ
and they'll eat
would eat
soap.
all the meat.
Isn't soap?
And,
Soap
well,
is like made from
Soap is
fat.
animal fat
Yeah, it's
usually,
animal fat,
sometimes
right?
vegetable
And I
fat,
think
yeah.
maybe it was vegetable fat soap because it was from a nebula.
So, we've established that Bubbles the Targ is a vegetarian.
I think so. I think that's
Okay.
the big reveal. That's the big takeaway from this episode.
I like it, I like
Who's
it.
gonna clean up all those meatballs? That's what
I
I
want
wanna
it
know.
even more. So, how
You need, like, the lower decks characters to come up, and they're the ones that gotta sweep up all that chopped meat.
I would just think meatballs, but who knows what kind of meat it is, right? Because this is coming from the Noodle Nebula.
The noodle nebula, yeah.
Right, it might be like gross meat. You don't
The
know.
I
It
don't know,
kinda looks like
and honestly
poo-poo
and I can tell you
falling on the
something
ground.
else, right? I mean,
What?
listen,
Okay.
I make meatballs, like, all the time. Like,
Oh, you make amazing
I'm
meatballs.
Thai, right?
I
You know me,
salivate
you
when I
know
see
me.
your
I'm always
meatballs.
making sauce, you know
Yeah,
me.
exactly. You make the Sunday
I
sauce.
who knows what's in that meatball? There could be a lot of filler, it could be a lot of breadcrumb in that meatball.
Yeah.
It could
What's
be a
your breadcrumb to meat ratio?
it's probably, like, very little compared to what you would get, like, in a diner or something.
Okay. Have you ever
But you
made it
get
without breadcrumbs? I've made it
No,
without
you need it
breadcrumbs.
with the breadcrumbs. You need the
Do you?
breadcrumbs,
As a binder,
yeah,
right?
as a binder,
Eggs. How
an
many eggs
egg.
per pound
So,
of beef?
1 pound of meat, depending on how big it is, 1 to 2 eggs, depending on what I feel like, salt, pepper. Actually, I stopped with the salt now, just the pepper, because everything tastes
Really?
very salty to me as I get older.
Garlic? Any
Um,
garlic? Fresh garlic or powdered
pa
garlic?
pa 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 pa
Pa pa pa
sh
pa
ba
pa
ba
pa.
ba ba ba.
I'll let you work. I'll let you cook. I'll let you cook. I'll let you cook.
Fresh ground beef. 1 to
Mhm.
2 eggs, depending on if it's more than a pound and how much more. Then you just buy eye. You get the Progresso breadcrumbs, the Italian seasoned
Mm.
ones.
Mhm, mhm.
You just dump them in by eye. Then you get the grated locatelli. You dump the cheese in by eye, and then you just stick your hands in there and you start squishing everything together until you get a big wad of meat that's all congealed with the egg and the cheese and the pepper and the breadcrumbs. And then you see if it's a little too soft or a little too mushy, put a little more breadcrumb in there. A little too soft, a little bit more, just a little. But then it's a game of inches. I don't think that that level of care went into this space meatball from the Noodle Nebula. Is all I'm
Just
saying.
because of the sheer size, right?
Right? Yeah, so that's my
They
famous
probably put a
meatball
lot of
recipe.
filler,
It's very
a
simple.
lot of filler
Don't
because of
put
the
any freaking onions in it, right? There was probably some onions in that meatball. You don't need
kids,
garlic
ask your
powder.
parents what onions are.
You don't need that noodle garlic powder, noodle nebula garlic powder.
Are you
And,
using 80/20 or 70/30? What are you using for your beef?
I just like pure ground beef. There's no
Okay,
pork in my ground beef, and we usually do yeah, I would say you'd want, like, at least 20%. You want a
okay.
good fat content
You
in there.
need
You
it,
don't want it
right?
too lean.
Do you drain the
Too lean
meatballs
gets
after you cook
dry.
them before you put them in with your
No,
sauce, or do you keep them
no. This is
totally
what you do.
separate?
This is what you do. You get a
Okay.
nice pan, right? And then you put the meatballs in the pan, and
Cast iron?
you brown them on all sides. It doesn't make yeah, whatever, a metal
Okay,
pan.
okay.
Pan of your choice.
Mhm.
Brown them on all sides, and then when they're brown on all sides, you take them with the wooden spoon and you put them in the sauce. Now, you have to do the meatballs first because if you put the pork in, then you can't have my favorite Sunday treat, which is taking the last meatball. I usually get about a dozen, maybe 13 out of a pound or a little bit over a pound of chopped meat. I take that last meatball, it's nice and browned, and I put it in a little dish. And then I put the just starting sauce, the baby sauce on top of it. And then I cut it open and it's nice and raw inside. And it's so good. It's so good. So that's my Sunday treat when I'm making the sauce. And then you brown the sausage and then you dump all the pork in there because then it becomes poison sauce until it cooks for a couple hours.
Right, because you don't
Right.
want the
Yeah,
Williams.
you don't wanna get the ptomaine. You don't wanna
Yes.
get this the pork sickness, as they say.
Nope, and kids, ask your parents before you eat raw meat or
Right.
eggs
Or pork.
or pork.
Definitely.
Definitely pork.
I like my chicken rare though, so that could be an exception. Ask your parents about that. That was a joke.
Okay. I was like, "What?" I know you're fancy and all, who knows? Overall, what was this, episode trying to tell us? I have a theory, but I wanna hear yours first. I don't wanna be
The
full.
theme of this episode is to stop horsing around in zero G, quite frankly. I mean,
Okay.
space is dangerous, and there's grav plating for a reason.
Mhm,
Without the gravity and the inertial dampeners that the gravity gives you, you would just be a superheated paste against the back wall the second you went, sublight. Like,
mhm.
yeah, even, like, at a low impulse,
Yeah, a few hundred
you would
miles
just be a
per
pile
hour,
of goo,
a few hundred
right?
kilometers per
Forget about
whatever the
warp. You
metric
don't even
hour
need
is.
warp. So
No.
so that's it. So that's I think, like, God thank goodness that that dome thing is stationary, that Legion of Doom that their clubhouse is in.
It seems like on a planet, right? So
Yeah.
why would there not be gravity? I don't understand.
That's I'm confused about that too. I mean,
Uh,
are they on some kind of moon or other lifeless space body?
Maybe it was like a repulsor beam, like
Hmm.
the USS Tchaikovsky.
Is there a repulsor beam? Is there such
So,
technology?
what you're saying? Well, Wesley Crusher invents it, I think. So you're saying they didn't understand the gravity of their situation. They were horsing around. They were acting like some 8-year-old kids, and they didn't realize
What
that
kind of
their death
example
was
are they
imminent.
setting? Right, what kind of example are they setting? And
Not a
then
good
they
example.
half-ass it at the last minute with
But
that fork, and they
I
get
think we're
lucky.
I think what we're missing is we're learning from their example. So they make the mistake, and we learn not to make that mistake and not to turn off our gravity at home.
Because even like I said, even the win here was just a pile of rotten shot meat. Like, what are you gonna do with it? You can't it's now you gotta eat, like, meatball off the floor? I'm confused as to where what's the lesson here?
I think what they're saying now we could talk to Neil, our friend Neil deGrasse Tyson about this, but I
Yeah,
think what they're trying to say
we
is
call him Neil on this show just in case you didn't
right.
know, kids. That's
Yeah,
our good buddy Neil.
Neil deGrasse Tyson, look him up,
Yeah.
he's a really famous scientist, Star Talk, subscribe, great friend of the show. Um, it's saying when an asteroid is coming and it's an extinction level event, that
Ooh,
if you send the right thing to that asteroid before it's too late, but you can destroy it, and then you have many little asteroids that don't end life as we know it like a big asteroid would.
and they just destroy select cities and people
Yeah,
who
was
just
this a
happen to be
city
in the wrong
killer
place
or
at
is
the
this a
wrong time.
planet killer?
It's a planet-killing meatball, I think. I mean, you saw what it did to that stop sign. This
Now,
meatball
let's suppose
not only can this meatball not read, it has no remorse, it has no feelings, and it will not stop ever until you are dead.
well, and my daughter Serenity brought up a great point while we were watching this, I think the first or second time.
I think
Now,
Serenity is
what
like a
ha
little girl, right? So this is aimed right at her.
yes,
So
exactly, she's 13.
she's probably gonna get the lesson
Yeah,
better than we would. So
she
what's
knows what the kids are
give me the
trying to
benefit
say.
of her insight.
Okay, she said, "Well, what happened to the stop sign?" Right? Because it's metal and stuff is blowing up, and it's sharp metal. Wouldn't that fall to the ground on the kids as well as the meat? Like, the meat's soft, but you'd think the meat would heat up in the atmosphere and cook, right? So you'd think you'd get that, like, Maillard smell, that aroma, right?
Mhm.
Maybe some of the garlic if they put garlic in it, space garlic. But what happened to that sheet metal? That could decapitate one of these kids. Maybe that's what happened to,
Sprocket's
uh
arm.
yeah, Sprocket's arm. A
So that
different
I was gonna
situation.
say it had to be another tragic space
Yeah,
reentry stop
asteroid,
sign
right?
incident.
And
I don't know,
asteroid blasting time.
I'm still going with the Targ theory.
Okay,
We
the
okay,
target
you know,
heat
but
is
I
on.
think they keep on throwing these red herrings at us. They keep on insinuating the disaster that this poor kid has felt. Maybe again, this is why he's a laughing Vulcan, otherwise he'd be crying.
He might have got his
Yeah,
arm caught in a mechanical rice picker.
that could be, could be.
I'm hoping we find out. I think the ultimate lesson we're learning from season 1 so far is if asteroids keep heading straight for you, maybe move. Maybe move. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, I think it's time for our final thoughts and ratings. Chris, do you have what's your final thought and rating for season 1, episode 2 of Star Trek Scouts? Smash a meatball asteroid in space.
I can't breathe. Oh.
I'm thinking from your reaction that you love this episode. Let me know how much you loved it down below. Ask your parents to subscribe. Send us money with this PayPal link. It's okay to use your parents' phone.
Uh, okay. See? This is my Sprocket impersonation.
The unresolved
Uh,
trauma comes out as laughter
oh my
sometimes.
goodness gracious.
Clowns aren't always as happy as they
Whew,
seem. The
just
pain
call me
hides inside.
Pagliacci. I'm gonna give this one because I feel like the action in this one was a little bit more dynamic. We
Mhm.
did have meatball mechanics, which is
We did.
much more complex than soap mechanics.
Learned
So
that in The Martian.
it's definitely it's It's definitely a cut above. It's a cut above, so Uh, did they grow that meatball in their own poop? That's what I wanna know. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna
Oh.
give this one this is a solid 3 meatballs, no bloody onion powder, no bloody garlic powder, just eggs, cheese, and breadcrumbs out of 5. How
Wow,
about you?
that's good. Um, so I from what I'm getting, you're getting this episode's better than the pilot. So for you,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. It was much more
for me,
dynamic.
the
It took
pilot was
I feel like it took the promise of the pilot and actually took advantage of that. It grew.
like a meatball. For me, this episode was about facing danger, looking death in the face, and saying, "We will not give up. We will figure this out. We will try everything. We will throw everything at it." Literally, they started throwing everything at it randomly. They threw the stop sign. They were saying, "We need you to stop," but they connected the dots wrong. It wasn't about stopping the asteroid. It was about making the asteroid made out of meat less deadly and
Okay.
more playful. So with the fork, with the little bit of noodle, now I think the noodle was something. I don't know what. They might revisit this in a future episode, but I think it's like a thread we're gonna get.
Do you
Um,
think okay. Hmm.
no, it's important. What'd you say?
My could this be a parable about sharing food or feeding the hungry? Right? They took that one giant meatball. It's like this meatball is essentially socialism.
I like it. And I'm very much a bigger table, not a taller wall kind of person. So if I have something and I can share with something else that helps somebody else, I will.
And I mean, it also tracks with Roddenberry's famous meatball utopia ideal,
The meatball
right? That's
utopia.
when
Yeah.
he's looking up, he's looking for that meatball.
The famous line,
Mhm.
"What does God need with a meatball?"
I think we found out. I think we found out today.
So, I think it teaches a good message, one, about no horseplay when you're, in danger of certain death in less than 4 minutes.
That's true, yeah.
Um, and, gravity is important,
Mhm.
and also spending time with your pets and your loved ones. I think the mini message in the middle of the episode was, if you don't have time to spend with your pet, don't get that pet.
Right, don't dish your puppy just
Right.
because 'cause you're
So I'm
busy.
glad that that
Puppy
was
don't
a
know busy.
hurdle.
Puppy
It
knows
was a little
puppy.
heartbreaking with the sad puppy dog eyes,
Yeah, uh-huh.
but the fact that JR realized what he was doing wrong and he, in fact, did show love to Zips,
But, oh,
made
the mixed message there because then when he did show love, it backfired and it put them all in danger.
that's because
I
the
think so
other message of this episode, did you pick up on the other
I
message
think
of
it's
this
kick your
episode?
dog.
No, don't do that, kids. Subscribe down below.
I just keep messing it up.
The moral is you can do everything right and still lose. That is not failure. That is life.
That is deep.
It's what they're trying to say. So for this, the first episode, the pilot, which not the best pilot, but I enjoyed it. I'm going to give this one a 4.2 out of 5. 4.2 energized forks.
Wow. With the noodle or without the noodle?
It has to be with the noodle.
Oh, well,
What the hell good is
that's
a
a
fork
ringing
without a
endorsement
noodle?
right there. All right. Well,
Yeah, I'm all about the noodle.
holy crap.
The noodle. What is the noodle? The brain. It's to make you think.
Right.
So maybe they're
So
conquering the
kids,
meatball with their thoughts,
you should probably go to the utensil drawer and get a fork and try to stick right now.
but ask your parents first,
Ask your
kids.
parents. Yes. Subscribe first.
Ask your parents, subscribe, hit that join and like button, and give us some super
We
hype
might even
points.
have some kind of fork promotional giveaway
Yeah,
for
I like
those
it.
that support the channel.
Star Trek fork.
Yay!
So if
Discover,
you
grow, boldly go into the utensil drawer and get that fork. A chopstick might do too. It's probably a little easier.
if you liked our review of Star Trek Scouts, Episode 2, Smash a Meatball, Asteroid in Space, smash that like button. and subscribe and share and subscribe and we'll see you next time for
Yeah.
episode 3. Do we know what's next
I don't
for
know. All I know is that
Treksploration?
you've heard of ugly crying. This episode has me ugly laughing. So it can only get better. I mean, I'm gonna say episode 3 has got a big challenge ahead of it.
Well, is it the hammer and the fork episode? I
Could it
mean
be
the
the
hammer and the
hammer and the
chalk?
chalk? The hammer and the
Hammer and the
chalk.
chalk episode. Sorry, I'm getting my episodes confused. I
Yeah.
got all the episodes at once.
Yeah, well, we saw the preview. We saw the preview. There
Yeah.
is a hammer, there
So,
is a chalk.
a hammer and chalk. So that might be the next one.
Maybe. Maybe we'll see.
Sensing a pattern. Hopefully, we find out about this unresolved trauma that,
Poor Sprocket.
Sprocket has.
Or
Yeah, poor
Sprocket.
Sprocket. Alright, so overall, I think we're on board with, Star Trek Scouts. What do you think, Chris?
I think that, we are really delving into some meaty topics that it's nice to see Star Trek back on point, quite frankly, after the
Yeah, yeah.
nonsense season that we had in Strange New Worlds.
I was worried because it was,
You know
new
what?
Trek.
Yeah, no goddamn Trelane here.
No, not
Yeah.
yet. Although, if John Delancey shows up, I'm here for it.
I just hope that he makes the kids all start smoking cigars with
Don't
a
smoke
with a
cigars, kids.
mariachi band, yeah.
Just subscribe. Alright, so for Treksploration, I'm Albie,
I'm Chris.
and we'll see you next time. We gotta do the song.
I forgot
To
what it's
boldly how's it go?
it goes, "Discover, grow, and boldly go, Star
Star
Trek
Trek Scouts!
Scouts."